How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today I'll be showing you these two beautiful masterpieces. First off is Cebupac Airbus A330-900neo again, but this time in the template. And second is Cebupac Airbus a320neo in a paper diecast model. Or custom paper diecast model. But before we start, I would like to apologize for not posting some video like this because I have a lot of projects and I can't make one aircraft that is handmade. So yeah, I decided to finish this Cebupac Airbus A330-900neo, this template. Well, I made this aircraft after the Cebupac A330-900neo, the other one. But yeah, it was because of my laziness, I didn't finish it fast. I didn't finish it quickly because I was too lazy, yeah. But good thing I finished this aircraft and it turns out so beautiful. And this costume model is, I was deciding to handwritten it, or to drawing it, to draw the livery, but I decided to, how about let's just put some printed liveries on it. Well, I'm really happy how it turns out so beautiful with this aircraft. It's realistic and better. Actually, this is the Cebupac A320neo that you have seen before in my previous video about back in December 2020 with the this is the Cebupac with the Tyrox livery. I just custom it and renovate it so that it will look realistic and better than before. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's go first to the front section of the aircraft, the Airbus A330-900neo. So as you can see, the front section of the aircraft, you can see there's a line on the center which is actually based on the template. Like, yeah, there are actually both sides of the nose of the aircraft that you can stick them together so that it will look like this. And actually, this is a raccoon mask, which is why it kind of looks like a raccoon mask. And yeah, the cockpit is not that kind of accurate compared to my actual Cebupac Airbus A330neo. And yeah, you can see the cockpit is way better and realistic. But yeah, this aircraft is better looking inside view. And moving on to the engine is way too small from the actual Airbus A330neo. And moving on to the landing gear of this aircraft, as you can see, the landing gear it doesn't have any wheels. Usually it has wheels, but it's only printed and it's like a stick or something. It's not like the actual Airbus A330-900neo. It has a landing gears which is visible and realistic. It also has a door on it. This one has a door but just a drawing on it or a printed on it. And also you can see the wings, which is kind of realistic. And also forget to say that there is a supporter on the landing gear, and you can see the horizontal stabilizer and the vertical stabilizer. Moving on to the right side of the aircraft, so as you can see the cockpit windshield, which is raccoon mask. You can see the flipping flag, the Curl Gang logo, the Fluke approved logo, the Cebupac title, the cargo doors, some details. The front landing gear with a door on it. It doesn't have any emergency exit, but yeah, the doors are detailed and the windows as well. You can see the Philippine Eagle, which is realistic and accurate, and you can see the vertical stabilizer and the whiting of the Cebu Pacific. And you can see the engine has the details as well. It's less Rolls-Royce logo and the red line on the aircraft, on the engine. I mean the engine. Oh yeah. Moving on to the APU section of the aircraft, there's nothing to see on the APU section of the aircraft. So as you can see the APU on there, which is very small compared to my actual Cebu Pacific. But yeah, it's still better looking. Even this one is way too small from my actual Cebu Pacific a330neo. And you can see the wings. You can see the a330neo sharklets or winglets. You can see the back of the engine, the main landing gear, the vertical stabilizer, and the horizontal stabilizer. Moving on to the left side of the aircraft. So it's just the same as the right side, but there are some small details that you can find on it, which is this 3 dots on this, and the dot is only 1, while yeah, it's still 3 dots on the right side, but it has 2 dots on this on the right side. It's only 1 dot on the left side. There's nothing to see in the left side. It's just all the same as the right side. So yeah, moving on to the top part of the aircraft. As you can see, there's nothing to see on the top part of the aircraft except for the details on the wings, which is realistic and accurate. Well, it doesn't have any beacon light. The creator didn't added some beacon light on the top of the aircraft, but yeah, it's still nice and clean to see in the top. You can see the vertical stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer, and you can see the yellow sharklets or the yellow winglets on the wings. And you can see the pylons, which is based on my other aircraft. They have this template has a pylons, but it's way too small and it's kinda complicated to make, so that I put this toothpick instead. And you can see the top part of the engine. It's just the same as the Airbus. It's just the same as my other Airbus A330neo top part of the engine. Moving on to the underbelly of the aircraft. So as you can see the Cebu Pacific underbelly title, which is realistic and accurate. You can see a landing gear doors, the main landing gear doors, and you can see some supporter on the landing gear. Front landing gear doesn't have any front landing gear doors. The underbelly of the aircraft is nice and realistic as well. And also you can see the pylons over there, which is toothpick, the one that I used on my previous aircrafts or the actual aircraft. And you can see the red lines on the under of the engines, and you can see the under part of the Philippine Eagle, which is very nice. So that's for it for the A330-900neo. So let's go move on to the paper diecast Cebu Pacific a320neo. Moving on to the front section of the aircraft. So as you can see, the cockpit windshield is not that kinda accurate like my Cebu Pacific Airbus A321neo. It has a accurate raccoon mask, which is very nice. But yeah, this is just a straight, but if you look to the top, it's actually realistic. But yeah, it's actually straight and it's kinda accurate. It is a raccoon mask, not a ordinary A320 mass. So yeah, you can see the engines, which is very nice. You can see the pylons, the sharklets, which is very nice as well. You can see the horizontal stabilizer, the vertical stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer, and you can see the front landing gear, which is very deep, very realistic and accurate, especially the main landing gear as well. Moving on to the right side of the aircraft, so as you can see the cockpit windshield, which is raccoon mask. You can see the Philippine flag, the Carl Gang logo, L1 door, the cargo door, Cebu Pacific title, the emergency exit doors, the back cargo door, and the Philippine Eagle. As you can see, the Philippine Eagle is actually printed. Well, this template is from Little Model Airport as well, but in the Cebu Pacific livery. So this is the Little Model Airport Cebu Pacific a320neo template. Actually, if you want to make some, just go to my link in the description down below. But actually, he doesn't have any Cebu Pacific A320s. I actually use his template to make a Cebu Pacific A320s. So yeah, this is the Cebu Pacific A320 little model template. And yeah, so as you can see, let's compare this Diecast aircraft to my Cebu Pacific A320neo. So as you can see, they're both the same size. Yeah, this aircraft is a non-raccoon mass, which is the ordinary Cebu Pacific A320neo. So yeah. Moving on to the left side of the aircraft, is just the same as the right side, but it doesn't have any cargo doors. And the Philippine Eagle is actually same as the right side as well. So yeah, there's nothing to see on the left side. It's actually same as the right side as well. Moving on to the top part of the aircraft, it doesn't have any details on the top part of the aircraft, but you can also see the emergency exit on the wings. You can see the details on the wing, the sharklets, the yellow sharklets the horizontal stabilizer, the vertical stabilizers, and you can see the engine is actually paper. Actually, the aircraft is diecast, just converted into a paper diecast model aircraft. Now you can see the cockpit windshield here. Moving on to the underbelly of the aircraft, so as you can see, the underbelly of the aircraft is nice. You can see the Cebu Pacific titles, the bright yellow color, the front landing gear, the main landing gear support legs, but you cannot actually see them. But there are actually a support legs, but it's not that kind of visible. You can see the under part of the engine, you can see the under part of the wing, the pylons, and as you can see, there's a tear part of the wings, which I restored the wings while putting the paper or cardboard wings on it. You can see the under part of the Philippine Eagle, the blue and the green line of the under part of the Philippine Eagle. So yeah, that's it guys for a 2 aircraft showcase. Thank you guys for watching my video, and if you want to see more, just click the subscribe button, and if you don't want to miss some very new updates, just click the notification bell to remind you a very new update. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and share this with your friends. As always, stay safe and goodbye. Cebupac, awoo!